Welcome back to SatoshiConomy, Bitcoin and peer-to-peer financial empowerment. Hashtag love all, serve others. What is financial empowerment? We'll talk about that here a little bit, but specifically in the topic of mainly time and money, but in the aspect or in the arena of where there's a brand new kind of money called Bitcoin. It is a type of money that the world has never ever seen before. You and I and practically everybody else, we live our life laboring for money to some degree, and with the goal of hopefully at some time being able to not have to invest all that time and the sweat of our brow, but still be able to pay for all the bills. Those who go after wealth so that it will free up their time, many times they can achieve that, but they have to set forth or put forth a lot of energy in order to accumulate the kind of money that will make money while they sleep, or have people pile up enough money so that they don't have to work anymore. But the point here is that money, up until 1971, it requires a lot of energy to produce it. In 1971, actually next month, it'll be 50 years. On August 15th, 1971, Richard Nixon took the US dollar off the gold standard. In other words, that which backs up the dollar is no longer backed up by something that is physical. Gold, for example, costs thousands and millions and billions of dollars to mine. It takes physical energy to bring that to bear into the market. And so to back a dollar or a currency with gold, or in the past it's been backed, for 5,000 years it's pretty much been the king of whatever backs a nation's currency has been gold. But Bitcoin in itself, when it's mined and it is created out into the market, it already has worth, it already has value. It already has a tremendous amount of energy that it takes to bring that Bitcoin into existence. Now that's been a FUD debate here, very specifically for the last couple of months, fear, uncertainty, and doubt, and with a certain centibillionaire almost tweeting that it takes so much energy and fossil fuel energy to make one Bitcoin. Well, there's actually the latest report that I've seen, and you take that with a grain of salt, but there's 56% of all the Bitcoin that is created into the market is used by green energy or renewable energy, or energy that otherwise would have been wasted. And so Bitcoin as a whole, as an industry, really promotes the seeking of inexpensive energy or renewable energy or non-fossil fuel type energy. So in the long term, the expense per Bitcoin will get lower and lower with greater and greater innovation. What is a greater value, time or money? And I heard it said that, like, children, for example, they spell love T-I-M-E. And you and I who labor to free up our time, what are we doing with our time? Personally, I value time more than money, because time freedom really enables someone to invest in their creativity or that which they have a personal passion for, instead of investing their time to help someone else's business to grow. But it's important for us in this day and age to understand and realize, I mean, as I talk with people and happen to discuss Bitcoin, it's very evident the vast majority of people have no idea about the depth or the different facets that Bitcoin has to it, being a protocol for freedom, not just for financial freedom, but also for time freedom. Most people look at it and they hear about it because of what's happening in the market, and they think of it as strictly as an investment. Well, it's much, much more than that. It actually, in my humble opinion, is the greatest energy use for a monetary design in the history of mankind by far. It has well over 100,000 different nodes that verify and securitize the network, making it essentially unhackable. It's never been hacked, and with every 10 minutes it becomes even more unhackable, really enabling it to be a viable property. The I.R.S. has deemed Bitcoin as a property way back in 2014. And from that aspect, when you compare that to the legacy system, the dollar currency, and especially since August 15th, 1971, when Richard Nixon had his speech they call the Nixon Shock, taking the dollar off the gold standard, then there's really not very much energy at all that goes into creating dollars. So kind of the point of this video is that when we look at the true value of something, once it is created in the market as a form of money, Well, that's one thing that Bitcoin has as an innovation that goes back to the way of the world from millennia past, that it is really backed by something that has very valuable energy. Just something to think about. And it really, in today's economy where every single nation state on earth practically uses fiat currency, or in other words, they can print money via the banking system or via just printing IOUs, it really stands in a stark contrast to the value of something that is instead of being printed like to the moon, Bitcoin is the only money in the history of mankind that ever has been created with a limited supply. Just some things to think about. I hope that you find some value in this, and I wish you well, I wish you wealth, I wish you health, and the enablement of you to be able to free up some of your time to go after some of your own personal passions, be it raising a family or raising grandchildren, helping to raise grandchildren, or something artistic, something for humanity, or whatever that is. I hope that if you found some value here, you go to my YouTube channel at SatoshiConomy, like and subscribe. It's one way that you can just, if you like, you can help someone. And until next time, peace.